Hi everyone. Today I have the immense pleasure to introduce you to my friend Lara Waldman. And so Lara is an amazing healer and a freedom coach, and she does lots of really cool stuff. She's very connected, very heart-centered. She has a beautiful personality, and so I'm so happy to introduce you to her so you can get to know her too. Hi Lara.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you for coming. So Lara is based in London, but she's Canadian. Very important information. And so we've known each other for a little while now, and we're doing a workshop together on September 12th called Stop, Release, and Reset. And so since I know that some of you don't know who Lara is, I would love for you to just share a little bit about who you are.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd love to. So I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and moved over to London in '99. And at that time, I thought I was going to be an actress. And so I came over to study, and then my plan was to go back home and, of course, be really successful with acting. Then life kind of like had a little flip. And basically, I'd struggled for a long time with digestive issues like IBS, Candida, and had a lot of emotional imbalances. So that I was kind of feeling quite crappy a lot of the time. And I was introduced to meditation, or I knew about meditation, and I had this kind of knowing that I was supposed to meditate, but I had massive resistance to it. But I kind of forced myself to one day, and I absolutely hated it. And I just sat there going, why am I doing this? But one day, I kind of committed to sitting because I think there was a part of me that knew I really needed to. And one day I got this message in meditation, which said, "You are a healer." And it was like big flashing lights in front of my eyes. And I remember I collapsed in floods of tears because I knew I wasn't going to be an actress. And I was really upset about that. And I didn't really know what a healer was. I had a sense it was about helping people and it had something to do with my hands, but I had no idea what that was. And so I said, fine, universe, I'm not looking for this. You guide me to it. And then very quickly I was introduced to this this healing work, and I went on this workshop. And the first day, I knew immediately that this was my future, and I never looked back with the acting. And what was amazing about it, for me becoming a healer, was actually first and foremost about me healing myself, and I learnt about the connection between our physical well-being and our mental and emotional well-being. So like my challenges, for example, like the Candida and IBS, although I helped it a lot with natural like whole foods and stuff and cutting out sugar and wheat, for example, what I really learned was the emotional link between that and like why that was there in my body, and really started to heal myself on the kind of emotional, mental, and spiritual levels, and then had amazing transformations. And now, so as I've kind of healed myself and had amazing shifts within myself, I was very, very passionate about helping others to do the same. And I've watched amazing, amazing shifts happen for people over the years. And yeah, just still totally passionate about helping people to really live happy, healthy lives. Like we don't need to suffer in the way that most people do.
Oh, that's beautiful. I love how honest you are when you share that you actually didn't like meditating and that you were resisting it, because sometimes people think that someone who's a healer has it all together and it's very smooth and have it all figured out. And I think it's awesome to have your like that passion for, okay, this worked for me and I would love to share it with others to help them as well, because I think when you come from that place, it's just really loving and supportive, and it's and just creating that link with people as well. Like, I know what that feels like, and let me show you another way, because it's true, like we don't have to suffer. Like, of course we're going to go through difficult times, but it's just so different when you stay really present and you can see what's going on, and there's suffering, like, and there's pain, rather than just being like when it feels random, right? You're just suffering and you have no idea why, and it doesn't feel fair, and all the stories we tell ourselves and around that.
Yeah. Absolutely. I feel like, yeah, of course, life is going to present its challenges, but as we both know with the tools that we both use in our work, it's like we can ride the challenges with greater ease and also understand the bigger picture of what's going on. So for me, it's like every time someone comes to me in a crisis, there's always a bigger picture going on the soul level. There's always something happening. And So one of the things that happens, I get sort of shown what is this person's soul journey, why they're going through this challenge. So what can seem like the worst thing in the world can actually be our greatest gift. So for me, like having, you know, I had eating disorders as well, like all sorts of awful things going on. It was like my body was like pushing me, leading me to this path, but I wasn't listening. So it was like, come on, girl, we're just gonna like make this worse and worse until you finally listen and get what's going on here. So I find that with the right guidance and tools that you can sort of have greater understanding, which for me at least makes me feel more at peace with whatever's showing up.
Yeah, that's the thing, is it? It's like just being with it and accepting what's going on. It's just such a different feeling to struggling against. Because otherwise it's like struggling against my body and trying to beat my body, which we can't. And our body's not trying to torture us. They're just going, whoo, you know, louder and louder until we listen. So it's like, it's just, yeah, coming to peace with all of who we are and actually honoring ourselves. Because I guess a lot of times we just get caught up in other people's projections of, you know, how things should be, and just demands from the outside. And I love for you to share a little bit about how you do that living in London, in such a busy city, because, you know, I'm out in the countryside, so although I can kind of spin a bit out of control, I go outside and, you know,
you've got a tree or something.
Yeah, so how do you do that in the middle of a big city?
Well, really great question, because I hated London, like when I got here, and I just, all I wanted to do was get back to Vancouver, because I grew up around the mountains, the sea, and the trees. I sailed, I went skiing, like that was my life, and I could not understand for the life of me why I was in London. And I had this feeling, I kept on trying to go back to Canada, and I felt like I wasn't allowed, you know, like there was a reason why I was in London. I fought it for 10 years. To talk about pain and suffering, I created a lot of pain and suffering for myself around that. But what I realized, I remember it was 2009, I remember suddenly having this total aha about London. But basically, London has been my greatest teacher. Because if I can find peace and centeredness, stillness, and joy and happiness within myself, I can be and find that anywhere. So it's like all the external stuff that I love, like nature, was sort of stripped away from me, and I had to go within and find it within. And what I've learned is it's all about your point of view. It's all about your inner state and your inner world. Because what I noticed was, on a day when I was feeling crappy, I'd walk outside in London and all I'd see was like dog poo on the street and like rubbish everywhere and like miserable people. But then on a day where I was feeling good, I noticed, oh, the blue sky, or oh, there's a flower, or I had a really nice exchange. And I realized it had nothing to do with London. It was all about my point of view and how I was feeling inside. So London has been my greatest teacher. And yeah, I'm someone who would love to be able to swim in the sea every day and hug a tree every day and like have fresh air. That would be nice too. But yeah, I've realized that it's about my inner state rather than my external surroundings.
That's beautiful. I think it's such a great lesson and inspiration for so many of us, because it's so easy to be like, oh, if other people weren't the way they were, or if you know, where I live wasn't the way it is, or if my house was bigger or something else, right? And in the end, like, we should be able to sit in a crowded street and just meditate and be all right, feel great, and not really depend on. I find that where I live, like, I find that my environment really supports me, but in the end, like, I've done workshops in like bigger cities, and it's been fine because you create that space, right? And when you close your eyes, it's like you can connect in with that no matter where we are.
Absolutely. And also, like, I've had to make choices about my life, my lifestyle here to manage. Like, I couldn't really handle being in like the center of London, like amongst the crazy crowds every single day. Like, for me, I work from home, and I like put actions into place to help me come back to my center. So yoga, meditation, you know, exercise, eating well. Like, I absolutely have to put practices into place in order to keep my center and feel good. And I think maybe it's a bit easier when you've got nature around you, the sun or whatever it is. But it's really, and obviously we both know this, but it's about putting practices into place. So it's not that I'm always going around feeling like zen, and but it's when I go into town and it's crazy and I get kind of knocked around, that I come back to my center and I come back to my practice, which brings me back into that place of alignment. So I definitely get thrown off, but it's about holding that as much as possible, that centeredness, which is possible. It just requires a bit of effort and practice.
Yeah, and I guess we're always being knocked off our center no matter where we are, and it's less about always being in that state and more about keep coming back, right? And the more we practice, the easier and quicker it can be, and the more time we spend inside versus outside. But it's like that, it feels like that kind of eternal thing that we will always have to kind of keep in mind and keep focused on so it doesn't fall off.
Absolutely. And that's what so many people talk to me about. They say they can't meditate, for example. They say, oh, I can't switch my mind off. And for me, it's not about switching your mind off. It's about coming back. So the mind's going to wander off, but you just keep coming back to the center. And it's the same with what you're just saying. It's like it's about coming back, bringing yourself back. And that's the practice, I think, rather than trying to get it right and be perfect all day long.
Yeah, and the thing is, it's and not fighting that and not beating ourselves up because our minds are wandering. Like, because I've had people when I was teaching channeling saying, "Well, my mind keeps saying stuff." I'm like, my mind is still saying stuff to me. Like pretty much every time I sit down to channel, I still have my mind go, maybe this isn't going to work this time, or how are you really feeling? Like all this stuff. But it's just that I don't fight that. I just go, okay, well, thanks. And then I kind of just give it a hug and let my thoughts kind of wander off again. So I find that there's the less we resist, the more flow we can have in our lives, in everything. It's not that our thoughts disappear or, our patterns disappear. It's more that we kind of become friends with them. And as we do, it's just, yeah, it's like being in a loving relationship with everything. Also the parts we don't like so much about ourselves.
Such a good point. Like, it's such a good point, because I think it's about, befriending that part, because there's always going to be the sabotaging voices that they're, and same for me, they still come up, like, and it's about saying, oh, hey, you, coming in, trying to stop me again. And yeah, like you said, loving it, rather than trying to like eradicate it or let it take over too, because it's sort of recognizing it's just a voice rather than the truth of the truth. So yeah, it's a really good point what you said. Just hi, there you are. Yeah, I'm not really gonna like believe you today, but cool. Thanks for thanks for being in.
Yeah, it's kind of like that friend that means well but doesn't really help us. We just like appreciate it, but no thanks, not today.
Oh, funny.
Okay, awesome. So actually I was going to ask you a bit more about, because we're doing a workshop together and super excited to be doing this in September with you and with our friend Jackie Stewart, that I know a lot of my friends and people in my tribe know Jackie really well as well. And so, yeah, and so tips on how to stop and release and reset. Like how do you do that? Is there something you want to share with the people who are watching this video on what they can do in their day-to-day lives? Maybe something easy and quick to kind of, just stop and let go of whatever it is they need to let go of and step into something that feels different.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I think just to say, this workshop, we created this for having a full day of this, didn't we? That like a real space to connect with yourself and to be, and it's absolutely, we know that it's absolutely essential. So for me, stopping every day is vital. Like, it's something I absolutely have to do to stay in balance and alignment. So some of the things I do, the first one is I meditate. But the other practice I really like is where I lie down, and I call it kind of receiving free healing. So what you do, I've got a little YouTube video about it called How to Receive Free Healing with Lara on my YouTube channel. If anyone wants to see it, it's about 5 minutes. Basically what you do is you lie down and have a flat back, ideally, so you're in alignment, and you just want to feel really relaxed. So maybe you have a pillow under your head, maybe you need a blanket, and what you do is you invite your whole body to relax and release and let go, and you surrender to gravity. So you allow gravity kind of pull you down on the bed and allow yourself to feel heavy, and you invite yourself, your mind, your body, to let go and release of everything and anything that's getting in the way that's no longer serving you. So that could be emotions or points of views, or negative thoughts and beliefs, and also other people's energy or other energy you might have taken on that's not yours. And then you open up to receive. So the idea is that this kind of universal energy is here for you in every second of every day, and you ask yourself to open up to receive it, because it just wants to gift to you. We just block it out. So it's a practice of letting go and releasing and opening up to receive. And it's super powerful. And I recommend, you know, trying to lie there for at least 10 minutes. Sometimes what I'll do is I'll lie until I feel like I've reset. So it's stopping, lying down, and then the releasing, and then eventually there's this feeling of coming back into alignment. That sometimes for me can take longer, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. What I recommend is that you set an alarm if you have to be anywhere, because sometimes you can drift off. But yeah, so it's really powerful. Even 5 minutes is better than no minutes. So that's one of my favorites, like free, easy to do in your own time.
That's awesome. Thank you, Lara. I'll put a link to that meditation as well so that people can do that. Because 5 minutes, I know if I say, okay, just 5 minutes today, then usually it's longer. But if I can do the 5 minutes, that's still good. Because a lot can happen. It's like we catch up with ourselves in 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's huge. I've also got on my homepage a free meditation e-course that might help people if they don't know how to meditate, because it's like it's a 4-week guide to meditation, and so that might be something you could post too. So there's like a guided meditations with that, and then the YouTube video is just basically sharing what I've just said.
Yeah, that's great. And so if anyone wants to get a feel for the work that Lara does, and just that energy is really great. Because I find that sometimes when we're really stressed out, it's nice to have someone guide you through that space. And it's, yeah, I use a lot of guided meditations. I think they're awesome. So it's always nice to have someone bring you into that space when you can't, and then you can use those techniques for yourself afterwards. Like, because once you know how to do them, you can do them anytime and anywhere, right? Okay, awesome. And so just a few last minute things about our workshop. So it takes place in London, and I'm so excited because it's really fun to be able to do something in Europe, and also for somewhere that I can go to and actually meet all of you and like hug everyone and just create. Because basically what we've done with Lara and Jackie is to create a workshop for like the kind of workshop we would want to go, you know, where you're just going to be able to let go and have that beautiful space and all of our support, and you know, the massive support team that we all have with our guides and angels and all that, the energy that is there for us, right, to help us get really clear and to let go of what we don't need anymore, and really bring that energy in so that you get a full day of just for you, just giving that to yourself. And especially as summer's coming up, and at the end of the summer, usually we feel great, like after the holidays, and it's really to fill yourself up so that, you know, you can move into the rest of the year staying really centered, and maybe learning some new techniques as well on how to keep, you know, keep staying centered and being really aligned and on track, because it makes such a big difference. So yeah, that's kind of our vision for the workshop.
Yeah, and also, like, I think we all recognize, Jackie, Karina, and I, that the importance of, especially like if you're someone who's a healer or a helper or like a carer, mother, you know, for people especially who are often like in the giving role, or maybe you're more inclined to give to other people and help other people before helping yourself, that we all know that it's absolutely essential for you to like put yourself first, in a sense, like really make sure that you're plugged in, that you're recharged, that you're aligned, in order for you to be of greater service. And this is what I've learned, is that it's absolutely essential. Otherwise you burn out and you start feeling terrible, and then like you're no good to anybody. So this workshop is especially for people who are like find themselves caring for others a lot or giving a lot. It could be in a, you know, professional paid job, or just how you are in your life, and really want you to take, like, honor you, take time and space for you, and your life will feel so much better when you're more aligned and connected to yourself.
Yeah, especially for people who care a lot, and we know what that's like. We give, and then, oh, maybe I need something. And it's such a, I find that, because I think all the three of us have kind of explored that quite a lot, like how to give when we need to receive. And I know for me, it's been huge to just set firmer boundaries and to actually fill myself up before I share, because then it's like we come from a truly loving place and we don't get caught up in like strange dynamics with like trying to, it's like proving our worth through how much we give to others, or getting caught up in who we think we're supposed to be. And so when we fill ourselves up, it's just, we can see things with much more clarity. And it's like the love is purer and there's more, yeah, we really honor who we are as well, because that's so important. And it's like everything can happen with so much more flow, I find. And it's like we have extra resources when we
Yeah.
stay really focused and we give to ourselves first. And I know that I've been thinking of that a lot as a mom as well. Like that's, I don't want to teach my children that they should put other people before themselves. Um, I want to teach them to take care of themselves so they can be generous and so they can truly share with others. And so I realize that if I want them to learn that, I have to show them that, and I have to learn it too. So
Absolutely, it's essential. I was
mm,
told quite a lot when I was younger that I was selfish, and so there was this real like kind of charge around that, but putting myself first is a bad thing. And really,
mm,
so this for me, it's really important to say actually it's essential. It's not selfish. It's like
mm,
you like when I'm taking care of me, I have so much more to give, and I can be so much more. And then it just like you said, sort of flows through. It's sort of
mm,
it's like just a flow rather than
mm.
feeling exhausting or hard work.
Yeah, that's such a big difference as well. Like from like that pushing and the feeling that we have when we've overgiven and we feel overwhelmed and drained and tired, and it's like, oh, one more thing to do, one more thing to do for someone else. And that's it's such a hard place to be in, compared to, wow, I feel great and I can't wait to share this with other people. And
Yeah.
I know that the source is like unlimited, and whatever I give out, I receive. And then we're in that beautiful flow, and it's just such a beautiful place to be in, right?
It is.
Okay, so thank you so much, Lara, and it's been wonderful chatting with you as always. And
Oh,
so for everyone who wants to find out more about Lara, she creates really wonderful videos as well. And so you put the link underneath to your website, to your the free meditation and the e-course as well, so that you can check out her stuff, and also a link to our workshop. And it would be wonderful to see many of you there, because this is quite a unique offering, because we don't live in the same place. So we're all coming together for this at the mid-September. And also, if you want to bring your friends, please share this video and share the links with your friends, your tribe, anyone who lives anywhere close to London. So I guess that's all of Europe, right?
yep.
So
So love
yeah,
to see you there.
yeah, thank you so much. And well, thank you, Lara, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah. Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.